All right, we talked about corresponding angles. So 1, 5, 2, 6, 3, 7, 4, 8. Is everybody seeing the relationship between those? All right, I'm not just picking any random angles, right? I mean, they're the ones that match up with each other. Let's talk about this. Matt, I think you talked about this before. There's another relationship we've already learned. I'm not going to write them all down, but we'll talk about them. Look at 1 and 4. What's the relationship between them? They're vertical angles. Okay, that's what we call them. They're vertical angles. And what do we know about vertical angles? They're equal to each other. They're congruent. They're equal. They're the same. Okay, so they are equal to each other. So let's just go through. I'm not going to write these down, but let's go through the vertical angles. 1 and 4 are equal. Then what else? 2 and 5. That's a 3. That's a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 2 and 3. What else? 5 and 8, 6 and 7. Okay. What are some other ones? What about 1 and 2? We had a relationship between 1 and 2. Yeah, they're supplementary, but what are they? A linear pair. Okay, the two angles are a linear pair, and you're right, they are supplementary. Okay, but a linear pair right here. What are some other linear pairs if you needed to jot some down? 1 and 2. What else? 5 and 6. Okay. 3 and 4. 4 and 2. 1 and 3, 5 and 7, 5 and 6, 6 and 8, 8 and 7. You get it? Okay, those are all linear pairs. That's old stuff. We've already talked about that. Let's talk about some new things, though. Let's talk about on one side of the transversal. Let me get rid of that. Let's get rid of that circle. Get rid of that circle. Okay. Let's talk about angles that are in between the two lines right here. Look at all the angles that are in between the two lines. What are they? Name them off.
3, 4, 5.
Right, 3, 4, 5, and 6. They're in between these two lines. Here's the two lines. The ones that are in between the two are 3, 4, 5, and 6. Agree? All right. We don't say they're the inside angles. We have a little bit of a fancier word. What word would that be? Interior, right. We call those interior angles. You don't have to jot those down. We're going to get a little bit more specific. So 3, 4, 5, and 6 are interior. Now, wild guess. What do you think 1, 2, 7, and 8 are? Exterior. Very good, okay? Exterior angles, all right? So you got interior, you got exterior. What I want to do is look at this. Look at angle 3 and look at angle 6. There's actually a relationship, and there's a word that we use, actually a combination of words that we use for this. Now look at where they are. They're kind of complete opposites, aren't they? Now they're both interior angles, would you agree? Okay, so 3 and 6, I'm just looking at 3 and 6 right now. 3 and 6 are both interior angles. Look, one's on one side of the transversal, this is on the other side of the transversal. But you say, well, so is 3 and 4. They're on different sides of the transversal, and they're both interior. But look, 3 is up in this group of 4 angles. This 6 is down in this group. So they're actually complete opposites, aren't they? All right, but they're interior angles. We call them alternate interior angles. Jot that down. We're going to use that word a lot. Alternate.
Do you write all caps too?
A lot of times. Sometimes, I don't know when. I don't know why I do, but and I'll simplify interior, just INT. Alternate interior angles. And I'll just do the symbol for angles. So what I want to do is I'm going to list, okay, the pairs of alternate interior angles. Well, we've already talked about 1, 3, and 6. So let's jot that down. Angle 3 and angle 6 are alternate interior angles. There's one more pair of alternate interior angles. What would they be?
5.
Yeah, okay. Or let's go in order. Let's go 4 and 5. Okay? Does that make sense? They're alternate interior angles. So some of the stuff they're going to do on the homework, they're going to give you a picture, they're going to say, tell me the alternate interior angles. And you got to list the pairs. Remember, they're broken up as pairs. You don't just say 3, 6, 4, 5. You say 3 and 6 and 4 and 5. You got it? Okay, so those are your alternate interior angles. Let's try to slide this in here, and I'm going to shorthand this. Since we already wrote the word alternate, can I just put ALT?
Why not?
All right, and then exterior angles. Alternate exterior angles. Remember, they're complete opposites. They're on opposite sides of the transversal, and one angle's in that top group and one angle's in the bottom group. And they have to be exterior. So let's take a look. Which angles, let's get rid of that circle and let's get rid of that circle. Which angles do you think are alternate exterior angles? Alyssa, what do you think?
1 and 8.
Okay, angle 1 and angle 8. Good. Those are alternate exterior. Do you see it? This one and this one. They're both exterior angles, and they're both completely opposite. They're on the opposite side of the transversal. One's way up top here, one's way down here at the bottom. Everybody get that? And there's one more pair. What are they? All right, Gabby?
Angle 2 and angle 7.
Angle 2 and 7, good. So angle 2 and angle 7 would also be alternate exterior angles. We don't even know anything about those. I didn't say anything about them as far as the relationship. Okay, I didn't say they're equal. I didn't say they're supplementary. I didn't say they're complementary. I didn't say any of that stuff, did I?
No.
All right, tomorrow we'll talk about that. Let's do another type. Let's get rid of these circles again. All right, let's look at another type. Look at just the interior angles right now. Look at 4 and look at 6. I taught out of a book for a lot of years that called them same side interior angles. All right, I kind of like that way, but I'll use the way the book does. Okay, do you see how they're on the same side of the transversal and they're interior angles? They would be same side interior angles, but the book uses this word. They call them consecutive. Okay, oops, that's supposed to be a V. Let's try that again. Consecutive interior angles. Let's just list them. That's all I want to do. So which ones are the consecutive interior angles? 4 and 6, right? Angle 4 and angle 6. What are your other ones? You got one more pair. 3 and 5. Good. So angle 3 and angle 5 are consecutive interior angles. The reason we learn these is because I want to refer to them from time to time. And there's some things we're going to be doing in another chapter a little bit later, maybe even in this chapter, where you're going to have to know these words. All right? Alternate interior angles. And just trust me, we will. All right? And you'll see a little bit more in the next lesson. All right? Let's pause that. I want to see if there's anything else I need to talk about. All right, yes, I did cover everything. All right, so we're good to go. So I think it's on the board, isn't it? No, I didn't write it on the board. It's, well, section 3.1, I know that. Let me check my folder. Off the top of my head, I don't have it memorized. All right, that's why I write them down. All right, so it's section 3.1. We're doing page 174. 174 and 13 to 36. All right, so that is your assignment right there. It's pretty easy. I don't know if there's even any work to show at all. I think all you do, they give you all kinds of different situations, all kinds of pictures and things like that, and you just have to look and say, are they, which ones are parallel, or which ones are skew, or which angles are corresponding, which ones are alternate interior angles, which ones are consecutive interior angles, which one are alternate exterior angles. All those new words that we learned today, you got to make sure that you look at it, go back in your notes, okay, look at it, see the difference between all these different angles we talked about, and then just answer the questions, okay? That's it.